Well, the weather's finally nice enough for us to get out into our edible landscape and do some planting, and we want to take a look at this beautiful rhubarb Swiss chard that we have planted here. Now this is Swiss chard, not rhubarb, it's just got that variety name, but it has beautiful red petioles, and all of this plant is edible. In fact, it does very well in semi-shade, which is the location of this corner of our edible landscape. So we're looking forward to a lot of nice healthy greens all summer long. In other parts of our landscape, we already have our broccoli and our red cabbage in. We'll be planting some onions and potatoes and beans and some other cool season things in a very ornamental and graphic design fashion. We're real excited about that. Well, if you have a design plan for either your edible or your ornamental landscape, you always want to do a little homework before you go to that garden center. Now today I'm planting a border of sweet alyssum, and before we planted this we needed to measure out how many square feet we have, and I just want to take you through those steps so that you won't go to the garden center and either overbuy or underbuy flats of plants, because that can get to be a costly mistake. Now this border is 12 inches wide, or 1 foot wide, and this section of it is 22 feet long. So it's 22 square feet that I'm trying to fill in with some seasonal color. The alyssum plants need to be planted about 6 inches on center, or 6 inches apart. So in 22 square foot area, I need 44 plants. And we have a handy little chart that John's put up on the Chiron there for you to look at, and what you want to do before you go to the garden center is just take a piece of graph paper, measure how wide and how long your garden area is to get the square footage, and then check gardening books or fact sheets ahead of time to see how far apart the plants you want to plant need to be. Once you know your square footage, for instance this one is 22 square feet, if something needs to be 6 inches apart, then you just need to double that number. It's real easy to do, but it'll really save you a lot of headache. Then when you get out to the garden center, take a scrap of paper with you so you remember how many flats to buy, but you won't really know for sure how many flats you need till you take a look at how many plants there are in a flat. Now this one is a flat of 3-inch pots. They're 3 inches across, and they have them packed in there 6 down and 3 across. So there are 18 containers in this flat, and if I'm going to plant these 6 inches apart, I'm going to need more than just one flat for this area. In fact, we need 44 plants, and so I'll need to buy 2 flats plus 8 more plants to get through this planting. Now as you plant your alyssum, I'm just going to go ahead and put this one in. You want to make sure that you keep track of the distance that you're spacing and always be checking. Now the handy thing is a lot of trowels are about 12 inches long. And so you can check yourself that way from the middle of one flower to the next to make sure that they're about 6 inches apart. Another method is to take a tape measure and make yourself little marks in the soil, say about every 3 feet, to make sure that on, say, a 6-inch spacing, you're putting in 6 plants every 3 feet, just to check yourself, make sure that you stay on track, because you sure don't want to run out of space when you get to the end of a nice border and not have purchased enough plants and have to run back to the garden center. And you don't want to have too many left over, because when you're gardening, just like with anything else that we do out in our studio garden, we have to stay on a budget. You want to make sure that you don't overspend. Well, hopefully these tips will get you off to a nice start in having a display of seasonal color and have it come out just right in your garden.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.